I am alive and kicking. I know I've been off of the streaming. Actually, I've been off of even playing in the game for um, almost a full week now. I got hit with another bit of virus flu stuffs, and I just pretty much shut down for quite a while. I think it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All I did was sleep. That was it. I got up enough to eat a little bit, drink a little bit, and then I was out again. It was just, I felt like I went into hibernation to kind of get through it because I felt so miserable. And then the first part of this week, I was still kind of congested and coughing and sneezing and stuff, but it was mostly a headache that was really getting me out of sorts. So I just said, forget it. I'm just going to, avoid the game, avoid the streaming, and just do as little as possible, even around the house. It's kind of gone to pot around here because I've just kind of said I need some time to recoup from all of this stuff that I've been suffering from. Good morning, Soccer Top. Glad you could join us. As you can see, we're actually going to be touring Dominion Homes this morning, but I am on my own plot on Exile side because we have been doing the reveals for the Holiday Advent House. Even though I haven't been logging in and streaming and stuff these last few days, I have been trying to at least tweet out the daily images for each of these. So, good morning, Nelia. So just to kind of recap the ones that we've uncovered so far, you saw the candy cane, the wreath, the doll. We've also had a neon tree, a peppermint candy, some mittens, a stuffed stocking, and a drum, little drummer's drum, something like that. So today's is, I really don't remember what order I put these in, so it's kind of a surprise for me. I mean, I know what I've built, but I don't remember exactly what's behind which door, so I think, yes, today's is just a candle, kind of a holiday votive candle kind of thing. You could use it as a centerpiece for a table, or just put several of these on like an open hearth, and you have some extra little holiday decoration. It's just some greenery with a lot of bread, and of course the candle. Just something simple. So that's today's little Advent house surprise. I will say that probably among all of the ones that I've made for this house, the ones up at the top are my least favorite. Especially, well, I won't point out especially, but I think it was because not only they don't look so well on the Cassian floor, the red really makes some of them pop a lot better, but because they were angled and it was kind of difficult to make sure there wasn't things popping out down here. I had some difficulties with this because I didn't want things showing through the bottom of the cardboard boxes that I use as the windows, but these are probably my least favorite of the bunch. So hopefully these others will be a little bit more interesting for everybody. Anyway, so that's the reveal for today for the Holiday Advent House. I will be tweeting that out later and of course posting it in the forums later. But for now, I think we need to get onto Dominion's side. So let me just switch things up here, up onto my sad little, well, he looks a little devious there, but I call him my sad Chuba. Doesn't he look so sad? He's like, look at his eyebrow. He's like, he's about ready to pout because, it's probably because he doesn't have a really pretty house. I have no money on him, so I've got literally nothing to show for him on his house. But the first one we're going to visit today, and I happened to run across this morning, is Celia Donovan's place. Now, I've had trouble kind of finding a lot of winter-esque type houses, and part of that is because I have showcased several of them in the past. I did recheck them to see if anything really changed to kind of warrant a retour, um, but most of them hadn't. So I will just mention them. We did visit Allie Fox. I think she's on Exile side. There was, let me pull up my list here. There was Hart Barker's place. I think I actually toured their place twice, because the first time I went, they hadn't really finished the interior, and later they wanted me to retour it to visit the interior after they'd finished it. And there's probably a couple other places that I honestly can't remember who all's, but if you visit either my Twitch channel page for the highlights, or go to my YouTube channel, or you can just visit the listing that I keep track of in the forums, in the fan site section. I keep a past tours listing, and they're identified by whether it's Dominion or Exile. And usually, if it's a special showing, like if it's winter or a spooky house, it'll have a thing there. But a lot of the ones that like Hart Barker's, it's not labeled as winter, but they do have a wintry outside exterior. So it's just one of those things that, while theirs is winter and it probably would be suitable for today's stream, I've already toured them. Harps especially, I've toured theirs twice already, and I really don't want to show too much repeat. Anyway, while I'm thinking of it, I better do a tweet here, just so I don't forget. Anyway, this is Celia's place. It's called the Borealis Lot Village. There's not a significant amount to it, but I like the cleverness and how they've set up the village, and just some of the details. Now, I went through a little bit ago to check out like the hatch house and everything, and it looks like they're still in a lot of work in progress in those areas, but you can see like here, they've used mostly the snow-covered stones. I think this is one of the snowy ice platforms that you can get from like the Metal Mall Boss in Whitevale. Same with the Frozen Pillar. They've got a couple of these, and they've just made it look like there's either a crash ship or just a ship that was sitting there that has been partially frozen into the area there. It's just kind of a good way to kind of use it but not use it, But for the snow effects, it's mostly, they've gone with, of course, the Whitevale ground cover, which unfortunately is so much darker than the actual white snow of everything. I would have preferred this to be a lot more white, like it really pops. Good morning, Nortna. Everybody's joining. I appreciate it. So here you have a little landing pad, I guess, for visitors coming into the village. They do have some of the snow-covered trees. I imagine as we get more and more of that snow-covered decor, that folks that have winter-type plots will be able to really diversify and improve their landscaping and stuff. I'm kind of bypassing the village right now, just because that's really the favorite part of this particular plot. We'll get into it a little closer. Here's another little landing pad for some more visitors. It actually looks like they've got something inside this one. So just an NPC standing there. But these are the, I guess it's the Orin landing pads that they're using. And I like them because of all of the little lanterns. I wish we had more of those colored lanterns. But again, they're just using mostly the gray stones with the snow covering to get all of this nice bits, and then thrown in um, the snowy ice platforms to give some elevation where they want it. Here is a little bit of a little river running through. Um, just a quick little boat dock kind of thing. The lovely boat, I just haven't used mine yet. I've got one, um, but I just haven't used it yet. A nice way to cover up any kind of messiness for where you have your multiple rivers meeting up. A lot of people get disturbed by the line showing and they get all kind of freaking. They want to cover it up as much as they can, but if you just throw in little bits in here, it kind of takes away from that, unless someone like me is pointing it out to you that, hey, there's a line there. But I like the waterfall here, and then the little like a little cave entrance. I don't know what they're using for the entrance here, this little black bit, but it's pretty stark. We don't have too many items that are solid black. You can tell it's not a solid black itself. It looks like a dark gray or blue, but it has a nice effect for if you're trying to get like a cave kind of thing. Even though it's like a faux cave, you can't actually go in it. It's one way to do it. Again, snow-covered rocks and trees for all of the landscaping here. Oh, is it the cellar entrance? Ah. Let's just take a closer look here. Oh yeah, I can kind of see part of it, a little bit. So see, that's a clever way of using that item as a alternative to just the cellar. Again, I'm just going to kind of bypass the village here. Oops. And we're going to go inside this little mountain area. Now, I went through and hopefully I found all of the little nooks and crannies that are in it, but if I don't, my apologies. But they've got it marked like a mine kind of thing. And just go inside here. The only thing I don't like about these stones, a lot of people have been using them for caves and things, is at certain points, depending on how you have your camera pushed out or the way you turn it, you can see how some of the rocks disappear because they're actually like hollow inside. And it kind of ruins the enclosed cave-like feel. See, I'm like just kind of disappearing. The camera's just going through. But if I zoom in, you can see it's actually got a really low roof. And that's just because of the way the rocks themselves are made. Let's see, where am I going here? Ah, they have one of the hot springs fab kits in here. You can see they've thrown in a few things of their own. They've got the little towel here. And you can see I popped my head out of the sky there. I really shouldn't be able to. Excuse me. But that's just because of how the rocks work. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't use them in this way, because they don't keep that, it's like cuts through. It kind of ruins the effect a little bit. So don't play like me with your camera zoomed out all the way, because you get the better effect if you stay zoomed in a little bit. Let's go this way. See. Yeah, this is to the haunted house fab kit. And they've stuck with the haunted house look with the cobwebs and things. Kind of sparsely decorated, but it gives you an idea of even this small little space, they've managed to give it two levels, and they've split up the area into several different rooms. For example, on my plot, I've kept it one big, large room. It partly serves best because of the way I've chosen to decorate it, but it doesn't mean you have to leave it that way. You can divvy it up if you prefer. So it's just some storage areas, some indication of, like this is the kitchen, bedroom kind of thing. Creepy crypt area. And a treasure room. Let's see if I can remember how to get out of here. Now, as I said, there is a hatch house down here somewhere, if I can remember how to get to it. Let's see. Here's another fab kit. It's the one of the new ones. Treasure lock something. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but it suits this particular theme since it is supposed to be a little lot village. Never realized they were sleeping. Guess they've had too much partying. Yeah, I'd love to have this little string of lanterns, lights. That would be cute. I don't know. I know I took a turn somewhere and I've missed the hatch house in here. Locked Treasured Paradise. Yeah, that's probably it. Thank you, Cadium. We have a lot of visitors today. Let's see. I'm hunting for... Oh no, that's the haunted one. I know there's a hatch house here somewhere. But again, there's really not anything much to it because the player hasn't had time to decorate. I'm not sure what they're planning in here. It's just a bunch of strange little glass. I like the way they covered up the entrance, though. I mean, you still are able to access it, but it just makes it look different than the traditional door. Okay, now back outside so we can look at the Lot Village, because that is definitely the eye catcher for this area. Now, I think, if I'm correct, they've used the tops of the Oran tents for the little huts themselves. Obviously, you can't go inside them because it is solid, but they found clever ways of indicating where you would go inside them. And so they use the Pell tents and some of the purple what I call log pillows. I don't think that's what the official name is, but as just kind of indication that that's where the entrance to these little huts would be. It's a nice way of doing it. They've also kind of given them a little bit of a foundation using the new boardwalk pieces, and then thrown all in with the lot items that you're familiar with, like the messy lot pile of pillows and the bag of pearls and the lop vase, and of course the noisy lops themselves. I still really wish we had some quiet ones, just some still ones. I know we have the plushies that we could use, but you want some movement, but not always the noise that comes with them. This one here is celebrating over its little mattress in a little wagon here. Lots of little treasure chests. This is one of the new ones you get from Random Rares, I think. I think it's the padlocked one. And using the apple cart vendors and some of the new, I guess they're not getting along there. These two are trying to calm them down and say, hey, it's just some apples. We're here for some apple cider or something. But I really like the idea of the little Lop village because, uh, you know, we have lots of Lop fab kits, like the party one and everything, but sometimes they don't quite fit the space that you have, and it's always nice that you're able to create one on your own um, to better suit the area that you want to put it in. Our fab kits currently, they're designated to specific spots and sizes, and the way they're oriented, they're always facing a particular direction. And this gives you a little more freedom when we have all this extra decor that kind of fits the theme that you're wanting, like the lot. Then that gives you more freedom in kind of decorating it more the way you want, rather than always having that one fab kit in the one corner that you only can put it in, you know, that kind of thing. So I really like when we see these kind of builds that showcases unique ways of kind of using the decor, but also being able to pull in a theme that doesn't necessarily have to rely on fab kits and things. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fab kits. There's a lot of people that prefer that. They don't have the time or the energy to kind of come up with these little kind of uh, custom built sets themselves. And so the fab kits are really helpful in that way. But when you want a little bit more flexibility in decorating your own plot to your own style and preferences, this is a great example of how you can turn different things. Some of this is specifically Orin decor, making it into something else. And I really like that kind of stuff. So that's Celia Donovan's Borealis Lop Village. The next one on our list is Simiraj Damodar. I think I said that right. If not, I apologize. I'm really bad at pronunciation. I keep spelling it wrong. Okay, so this one kind of uses winter stuff. While it's not specifically, I don't think, purposefully winter-esque, I like that they use a lot of winter stuff. So this is Sims, I guess it's like a castle kind of thing. It really lends itself to, it's even got a little village, as you'll see as we go through here. So here's like the main castle gates, where you might maybe they want or plan on adding like a portcullis type of thing. I think they have one somewhere else, but then you have these little faux. I don't know if they're supposed to be houses or like maybe guard shacks type of things made with the metal divider, which always has that lovely bright window look, and it looks to be files for the handles, and then just kind of bordered up with Cassian pillars, just to kind of finish it off. Very simple, but very effective. It looks nice and neat. And you'll see that they've gone to the effort of doing a lot of faux building kind of construction. So we're just going to go this way. I love all of the greenery. It's disappointing that we have so few snow-covered trees and things still, but I'm hoping that as the months and seasons go by, that we'll get more and more, so you won't have so few snow-covered bits. I know there have been people that have figured out ways to cover it up um, using what we do have to kind of fake it in, but it's not always practical, and this would be kind of hard to do properly without it just actually coming snow covered. Yeah, this is a nice little camping area. You got a couple of NPCs with some really huge backpacks. They look a little oversized for them. And then this cute little uh, waterfall fountain kind of area. I love the little rocks. Even though it's like the same one, it almost just looks that way. It almost looks like a sun um, kind of shape. But that's some of the new gray stones. Lovely little addition here. I don't remember seeing that the last time I was here, but I was just kind of running through going, yeah, this looks good. I'll note it down. And then I left. So here we come to the little village that is below the main castle area. Got some guards here. Simple towers, it's indication that there's something inside that, people could look at, but, it's all closed off. And then you got these lovely little, again, little faux houses for this village. More or less the same, but they've changed it up from house to house, so it's not exactly, which is nice. It doesn't have that like Cracker Jack housing kind of thing. The same shape and basically the same size, but they've mixed and matched up the windows, maybe the number of them, the position of them, the type of window. You have the flower ones here, but not here, and this one's got four, and two and two, but this one's only got three. One of them shutter. They've mixed it up enough where it doesn't feel too repetitive, even though uh, the houses are basically the same, sort of. So this is like the village hub. This is the center where the little marketplace is. And so you have this one little vendor for the drinks. The tables look almost too small to accommodate those large drinks, but it still works. It's still cute. And then you have this little open marketplace for books, paintings. This one's got food. And then you've got one that's into herbs and plants and things. It's a very cute little setup. Notice, they've just kind of said, hey, I don't want to put a bunch of stuff here for these little canopies to be attached to, so I'm just going to pretend those little things aren't there, or maybe they're, hung on by string or something. So you don't have to build in, supports for the little bits. You can just stick it in there and say, this is how it's going to be. And it works. I like that. Now here's a really lovely little fountain. Took a lot of work, I'm sure, to kind of get those pieces. I mean, there's multiple little rivers in there. Get it filled in. We saw something similar on another plot we visited a few weeks ago. And it's just a interesting, clever, and very pretty way of doing that. The chat is just going berserk. The only thing that I see that feels a little funny to me is the distance of the pouring of the water, but really maybe it's just rushing out and just kind of squirts out like that. But I like the little village feel. It feels cozy, and it works really well with this theme. You can kind of catch a glimpse of the towers and stuff up above. Again, they've got a lot of little added details. They got little wood piles here. Here's that cellar entrance. Lots of greenery and a variety of items that you wouldn't necessarily think of pairing up together. I mean, they've got the weeping willows, the fruit trees, the orchard ones from like Celestion. Then they've got these purple things, the deadened grass, lots of bushes and rocks, and they've done a really nice job on landscaping. This is a always a nice thing for me to look at because I'm horrible at landscaping. So it's always nice to see people that can really do well with that and cover up an area maybe they couldn't think of something to put here and instead put all this green here and it fits nicely. Here's a little garden that they've got. Some pumpkins, some bamboo. Maybe that's supposed to represent, beans or something. And then there's the hay. And then they've got this little makeshift wishing well type of thing. We've seen several examples of these. This is a little bit bigger and more bold than some of the ones we've seen in the past. The others have been more compact and smaller, made with books and things like that. But this one uses the decking pieces, and it looks to be an actual noose for the rope, and really gone in with the water. I have my sound turned down, but I imagine it's pretty loud with the rushing water sounds. And again, that's more than one. There's like several. I can see 5 or 6 just on this side, so I'm sure there's quite a few there. They get that all patched in and try and make it look like a round piece of water. I'm really hoping Carbine will add some shaped water with like still, without the noise, and that kind of thing to kind of accommodate those of us that are trying to make features like this, like the wishing wells or the bathtubs or the kitchen sinks, because really the noisy waterfalls kind of throw that off a little bit. Now I'm just walking around. I don't know what all's back here, if there's anything at all. Looks to be an entrance to this one thing, so let's go up here. Excuse me. Yeah, this looks to be their elevated graveyard. Again, these are the snow-covered trees that we do currently have, snow-covered grave rocks, and then this part here is the snowy ice platform. They don't exactly match together. One's more white than the other, and this one's a little more aqua looking, and none of it matches perfectly with the snowy landscape, the Whiteville ground option, but you kind of just have to go with it because you work with what you get. So they've used the various headstones for a little graveyard up here. And of course you can get another little glimpse of what's up above. Go back down. Again, these are just the new stones. I think it's the yeah, it's the little swirly ones, one of the new ones for this part. But I like how they've got, most of this kind of wooded up and just kind of zigzagging through here because I don't know if they're like prone to hiding little special things in here. I don't want to miss anything. But they give like indication that they've had some woodworkers come in and chop down some of the trees and prep for repairs around their little village or building some new construction. But just look at all of there's the entrance that we come in. I'm pretty sure there's a little entrance to the right here somewhere. Yeah. This is to the area below the castle part. Don't know if there's anything in here. Looks like they're in the process of making a dungeon. Look at all those boardwalk pieces. They may or may not appreciate me showing this, but sometimes it helps to kind of see a project in its infancy to kind of get an idea, and then come back and go, wow, this is what you did with it. And so yeah, I think this is supposed to be another kind of dungeon type. I'm not really sure. But that shows you how nicely they hit up the hatch house. Let's see, it looks like there's 2 ways to get to it. I found one. That's pretty weird. I was pretty sure there were some other parts, but I might have confused it with another area. Okay, so now we're going to go up top. And to get to up top, we need to go this way, I think. And again, it's just using the stones and a combination of snow-covered stones to get the base of it set up. And then, of course, all of the ore in like cylinders and curved walls and things like that. A lot of Draken ones. There's a really lovely view of where the waterfall is going down into that the little sunshine pool that I mentioned earlier. Really lovely layering. Interesting mountain, and of course all of the detail of the water coming off of it. The snow melting. Yeah, here's the portcullis I was talking about. Now, it represents that there would be a way of closing that up, even though it actually can't. So here we have the center courtyard, I guess, of the little castle thing. And again, look at this fountain. This doesn't come with water. They've added all of that water in. Let's see if I can get a better shot here. Doing a big no-no and trying to stand on the fountain itself, but look at how many waterfalls they've had to use. Just the tippy top, it looks like at least 2 or 3, and then I don't even want to count how many is there. Same way, each layer is like multiples to get that water effect. That it looks awesome, but it just looks like a pain, and that's a lot of decor that has been eaten up with that. Unfortunately, if we had an option of having an actual fountain that didn't have water and then one that came with water, I think that would be maybe serve a little better. Of course, then you'd have folks, well, maybe that's not the right kind of water, or I want a different color water and that kind of stuff. But this is one way to handle it. If you have a fountain, and I've seen those that have actually just made their own fountains. They don't even use one that's a prefab like this. They make their own fountain and they add tons of water to give it that fountainy look. But that's one way to go about it. It's certainly is a nice centerpiece for this little courtyard. Again, just spots of flowers and stones and snow-covered trees. It just kind of, not too much, but just enough that it looks pretty. Here's one of the, I would call it like a little balcony thing, but you can see the village down below nicely, how it's shaped, boxed in, and just how wooded everything is around it. Another nice shot of the little mountain over there. It's a really lovely little concept. I like this. And if you're wondering how they're getting the ground up here to look like down below, this is just the bottom of a massive umbrella tree. And they basically just covered up what they don't want showing with all of these stones and rocks and things. You can kind of get a little hint of it right here. There's this big root sticking out, and that's part of it. But if you can get past that, like I think part of this tree out here is some of it as well. You can kind of ignore that, then this is an awesome way of using it to get that elevated ground. because one of those magic things about the umbrella tree is the bottom of it mirrors whatever is down below. So I love these little offshoots, the little tower areas. You've got a little reading area, little relaxation corner here with a pretty view of the route. But I like how they've got it, kind of tiered up with the steps and keeping with that curved shape of that corner. Adding in a little bit of greenery. Here's some lovely decoration for the floors. They've just used multiples of the that escape windows. I don't know if that's what's causing that little effect in the middle, or if that's something else. It could be a different type of screen, but it looks like it's just because of the way they've layered it. It has that funny square look where it's like going all in different directions. It's a really nice way of decorating. I know there's some Dominion emblems that we have, but most of them are red. Um, and while they do have some red accents, I think they wanted to keep a lot of it green. Nice use of the platforms, the maintenance platforms, as pedestals for these carved busts. Another, again, it just kind of mirrors this one, but it keeps with that curved shape of the little tower thing. And so this is another little reading sitting nook, another nice open view of the sky. Notice they have their visitors, the neighbors off, it looks like. Normally you'd see these big hunky chunks of rock in the sky to represent your housing neighbors, but they've had theirs turned off. I think I've got mine turned off as well. I like the little greenery. I mean, all of them are different, but they all fit nicely. It's nothing outlandish or anything. Here's the library. Kind of shows that, some of the higher up places are a little dusty, but, and again, when you have a library this big, it's okay to use the same shelf of books. I actually saw one through a random tour. I think they actually boxed theirs in to kind of cover up the top and sides and bottoms, and so all you saw were the books in these nice shelved. The casing was made out of wooden 2x4s just to kind of clean it up, and it made it look a little different, but leaving it like this is fine as well. They make up for it tremendously with just the shape of the room is interesting, because it's not full on square. You've got this rounded bit here, but also this lovely little fireplace that they've built in. I love all this custom stuff. Probably my favorite part of housing is all the custom. I'm not sure, Nelia. I don't think so. While you might have some of that too, it was another one that was like theirs was basically pretty much incomplete in most areas, but I happened to run across the library that was inside their hatch house, and it was set up that way. Don't remember the name offhand though. Like I said, I literally visit hundreds of homes, so it's really easy for me to get them confused. But this one's made up of Draken pillars, and you got the Draken floors for the wall and the floor. Then you've got the rusty fences to kind of cage it in and act as, keeping the little soot and embers and stuff inside. And then it's topped with some metal-edged boards for the mantle. Let's see if they wanted to add some holiday decoration and their decor count isn't hurting too much, they could add some little stockings here. Or a little bit of greenery and cap it with some candles or something. Ah, the lovely um, blue light drink table that everybody's always asking about. That comes from Crime Lords, I think, and it's a binom pickup, so you don't find it on the auction house, and if you don't run those kinds of dungeons or whatever, you're never going to see one. That's why I don't have one. I never run those. So here we have the main eating hall. Look how, I mean, they've really gone all out with the pigs. The cubics, I should say. Goodness. Look at that. All the decadence of platters and just crazy. But again, I like how they've repeated the tiering of the domes as they did in the little tower areas and made this for the head honcho here. He's got his own little table, his own little feast up here, um, but got a nice view. Really extravagant looking. Notice they've had to piece in the ceiling and stuff, and there's certain things they probably wish they didn't have to show, but you know, you work with what you get. But I like how this has got a little different shape to it and everything, and how they're carrying through with the datascape windows. Now I'm not sure if I can get up there. I think that's this way. Yeah. Wanna maybe this is where the peons can get scraps of food thrown up to them or something. They're not good enough to be seated down with the higher ups. Little balcony. See what's in here. Okay, just another entrance to the main courtyard. Wow, we got 3 doors to choose from. So here we have this huge, massive kitchen, and look at the detail put into this. I mean, you've got all of the glasses, the wine bottles, the plates, the utensils, and then look at the cabinetry. Look at how awesome that looks. And basically, it's a lot of metal-edged wooden pieces, the staircase landings for the cabinet doors themselves, hammers for the handles. For those, the drawers are the handles for those are the files, the large files, tall files, whatever you want to call them. Look at the little sink that they built in. Again, they're having to use the waterfall, and I'm sure it's pretty loud just because of the way it's made, but I just love this whole cabinetry. It's really cute. Even got this little shelf for little googles. They even went through the trouble of creating one drawer that's actually open so that you can see that there's utensils and plates inside. A lot of people don't even bother with that. And that's just a nifty way of showing, hey, these are functional. And same way with the little knife cozy there, the knife block. It's unfortunate there's not a lot of light, so you can't see a lot of the detail that's been put into here, but look at the stovetop. This is a different approach. They've got some little fire underneath, and then just use the Marauder, the metal grate wall shelves for the grill itself. That's a nifty approach. It's different. I don't see too many doing it like that. This appears to be a mixer that they've fashioned. I think this is one of the new, oh no, I think that's the bottom of one of the files. I think the short one. Topped with a bowl, using a couple of spoons as the mixture thingies, and then a bowl. How fun is that? You know, if you're going to do a lot of baking, that's when we need some bread type of decor. I know we have the unburnt toast, but that's kind of awkward to work with. But if you want like some loaves and buns and things like that, that would be fun to have that nearby, so that even kind of um, pulls it together even more. Another little shelf with some hoogles up here. I tried to hide the lighting, but it doesn't really light up too well. These little corners here. Here's the little beer kegs. Again, just hammers for the little bouts or whatever. Silver kegs. Exile floors for all of this cabinetry here. The refrigerators are nice. It's just a couple of airtight containers and then hammers, a pair of them for the handles. But I really, really like all that. Notice that this table is kind of built a little different. We've got the supports angled. Really big kitchen. I just love the cabinetry though. I mean, who wouldn't want that in their kitchen? That's adorable. So that's one door. Let's go into door number 2. Looks to be a very luxurious bathroom with a nice view. Hopefully no one has a view in. But again, they've done the sink thing using the hammer as the spout going into the drain. Exile floors for the shelving here, using a piece of decking for the towel rack. And look how they've even carried in the design that's been on the floors into the tub. That's a really nice way of doing it. It looks to be just several hollow domes kind of used to kind of make the tub part, and then carefully laying in all of those winding rivers to make the water. Really nice deal. For a luxurious bathroom. And here would be the bedroom. So they have their little, like a little breakfast table with some toast and stuff going on. A little bit of a view of the bathroom over there, I think. I like the bed, the custom bed. It's just I think those are foreign pillars with wooden 2x4s for most of the framework. It looks to be the blue sleeping bags for like the mattress part, and then of course the blankets are a couple of the fur rug things, and then the pillows. It looks to be like a pillow pile they've used. Little vanity tables. For those that want to, powder their nose. And then the posters being used like magazines. Always a fun way of using the posters. It's one way of showing off your collection without having them constantly being hung up on the wall. Again, another fun way that we've seen people use them in the past is actually taking a book and then putting the poster on top as if it's part of the cover. And I thought that was fun. Okay, so let's see. Have we been everywhere? Don't think we've been on this side, on this end. Got some swords hanging up. The looks to be like a main office where they do their strategy, I guess. Got a nice little display going on here. Interesting use of the cellar entrances here. And thank you, Nelia, for kind of fielding a lot of the questions. Now, I don't know where this goes. I think this goes to the cellars, but we're just gonna kind of try not to die. Yeah, I think this used to be open and it had like path to some like prison cells and things, but looks like they've got that blocked off. Either that or I'm just not smart enough to figure out how to get to them. But that is Simiraj Damondar's place. Again, apologies if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I'm really bad at that. But they're one of my favorite builders on Dominion side. I have a lot of favorite builders that I you can almost guarantee that their plot is going to be an awesome plot because of just some of the things they use in clever ways, and this is one of them. So I wanted to be sure and show this off. Okay, Nelia confirmed that it's been blocked off. But there used to be like a place where there was some like prison cells and they had some of the NPCs in there and stuff. Maybe they're changing it up and going to focus it into the bunker house instead. I don't know. So the last place we're going to visit, and not the least, of course, is, if I can get it right, Phenom Flux's house, which some of you may recognize from last week's Casual Friday little winter tour that they did, kind of showcasing the housing competition that Venus Rising is hosting. I will take the opportunity to remind folks that while we have been advertising the competition, the registration or the way that you would submit your house for the competition isn't actually open until the 19th of this month. I think they kind of wanted to just wait to give people an opportunity to snag up some of the new Winterfest decor when that event comes up live, and to be able to incorporate it into their house before they submitted their house for judging. The Winterfest itself actually starts up on the 16th, so you'll get at least 3 days to kind of pour it up as much as you can and put it out into your plot when you can. Now the house here is actually in combination of several players. Nelia might be able to give me the names of all of them, but it's not just one person's efforts. I know Phenom was the one that donated their plot for this purpose because they wanted to build something special for the competition, just to kind of promote it and to kind of show the possibilities. And of course, keep in mind, everything that they've got on this plot has been made with stuff that we can't even get access to the Winterfest decor yet. So this is all things that they're making with existing decor, which is always fun. It's kind of like before we had access to the snow ground, we still had players that found ways to make snowy covered ground even before that. So this is a chance for you to see some things that they've made with existing decor that still looks holiday-ish. Okay, Nelia says it was Phenom Flux, which is the owner of the plot. I think they also contributed to some of the building. Patience Freeman, Nulane Prime, Doctron, Alessandra Corlupus, and of course Nelia herself. So here we are at the entrance, and a lot of folks are always fussing about the entrance. They don't like the teleporter look. They really wish we had ways of, customizing it ourselves. And while for the general house or, player, um, coming up with ways to decorate it is frustrating and, may seem, impossible. This is just another example of how you can kind of uh, change it up so it doesn't look like everybody else's. Yes, it's nearly impossible to hide this gaudy yellow border coloring and stuff, and of course you don't want to hide the vendor necessarily, but you know it still looks different from everybody else's. So here we're inside what I'm going to call the gingerbread house. It's like the toast house, but I'm going to say it's gingerbread because that's, more suitable to the season. So here we have coming out of the entrance, and we're going to take a look at this. This is one of the things I was disappointed on the stream that they did with the devs. They didn't really show too much of this. Apparently they had toured some of it off their live stream, so it's not that they missed it, but they just didn't showcase it on the stream itself. And so most of us only got to see the interior of the mall area. And I just wanted to show off this lovely little gingerbread house. They had the windows as like candies, pillows as well. I want to say it's a snow-covered sandstone for the little icing trim, which is a very fun way of decorating. Here you go on the other side. They even have a little gingerbread guy made out of hover part pieces. And it looks to be towels for the icing on him, and the buttons are windows. Just a really, really clever little build. I love those kind of things when people come up with interesting ways. Who would have thought of making a gingerbread house out of toast? I didn't. Yeah, mine's tiny anyway, so I could gnaw on his foot though. Is he made out of gingerbread? I could eat his foot and live inside the rest of his body. So let's go up here to this little, I don't know what this is. I have not been here yet. The only parts that I saw was what they showed on the stream, which wasn't very much in my opinion. But, and I purposely waited to come and take a look at this until today. So I'm kind of seeing it for the first time just like you guys. So I'm not sure what is what. I love the little, I'm guessing this is supposed to be like, I don't know if I can get up there and take a good look. Doesn't look like I can. Hold on. There we go. It looks to be a hot chocolate little tub. You got the candy cane made out of beer cans. And then looks like toilet paper rolls for the marshmallows. And then a waterfall coming out of the Chew a Sipper cup into this part. I'm not sure what they're using for the, I want to say it's the bottom of a orange window for the chocolate, and then using probably a witch's brew or some other type of cooking thing for the smoke coming up to make it look like it's hot. It's a little disturbing with the NPCs sitting in there. Yeah, I was right. It's the hot chocolate, like a sauna kind of thing, a little hot tub. Let me get back over to where the ramp is, if I can get up there safely. Oops, kind of disappeared into the rock there. Okay, this that I'm going up to is, I guess this is the ski lodge part. I love the roof of it, made out of all of those. I think it's just the decking stairs. There's lots of them layered up and fashioned in it. It almost looks like a little hut roof, little hatch house kind of thing without the hatch. Little This you can actually get in game right now for free, last I checked. Same with the Giggle Me Gaffo plushie that you'll see some folks have. It's all, both of those items are actually in game right now. You can just grab them at no cost. I think mine's, I don't know if mine's the red one or not. I know they come in different colors. I've seen some that was yellow, some that were green and blue, I think. Yeah, here's the Giggle Me Gaffo little plushie. But I guess this is the ski lodge. I think that's what it is. Excuse me. There's a little outdoor grilling place where you can enjoy some fresh roasted meats. There's a better shot of the little candy house there with that big layer of Texas toast on top. I'd really like it if they were maybe like half that thickness. That's the only downfall of sizing something up. It gets super thick. Here's a good shot of the exterior though. See the little tree-covered mountain. I guess that's the Osun house that they've refurbished on the outside to make it look more like a, I think it's supposed to be a mall. Looks very holiday-ish with the candy cane bits. But they found nice ways of covering up all of that Osun bit, because I know there's like chains and stuff coming off of that thing. So here we have the little plushie ride, I guess, hosted by WildStar, taking us across the way. Let's see. Yeah, it's the WildStar Holiday Mall, according to Nilia. Looks like a little, I guess this is where they shoot out some of the merchandise onto the carts. Disturbingly, they're just full of effigies, but interesting little bits. I don't know what all's being used. It looks like the tops of orange dressers. This is some hover part pieces for the chutes here. Orange wardrobe, I think. I think this is that new ornate orange pillar for the topping here. I know those are soda cups, because I've used that for my candy cane. Although I have to say the one that was used at the hot chocolate hot tub, that was nicely done with the cans. I'm not sure what this is. I guess this is their skating rink. Although I don't see any skaters, so I'm not positive on that. I do know that this is still a work in progress. They're waiting for the new holiday decor that will be coming when Winterfest actually hits. So definitely, if you're on Dominion side, definitely come back for a revisit. We'll probably actually do a retour later when they've finished up all of the extras. I love the little Santa Claus here. I shouldn't say Santa Claus. I guess it's supposed to be a Papa Phineas. Look at his eyebrows, though. He looks angry, like the angry winter proto dude. I love the belt. It's basically a tire with a Dominion bookshelf for the buckle. And of course, the soda cups for not only the arms, but for his suit as well. And he's got some hairy fingers, apparently. The hat is, of course, the mythical creature hat, and they've just topped it with the trim around the edges is snow-covered stones, and then it looks like toilet paper rolls and a top of a stone for the little bobble on top, you know, to count as like this one here. I like their little snow globe here. Too bad we don't have like some particles that, you know, you could use as snow for there. I did see somebody's house that actually had some particles for the interior, but the way they made it, it's not practical for outdoors. But definitely a good excuse for, you know, we need some particle stuff so we can make our own snow areas. I'm trying to see what they used for the bits. It looks like snow-covered stones for the arms and feet of it. Banana for the nose. I'm not sure what's being used for the eyes. Probably a bomb, like a protostone bomb maybe. And of course the judge's hat for the hat there. And I'm not sure what's going to go here. I love the little dome though. The glass is so difficult to work with because it's just pure squares, and that's really hard to make curved shapes out of. So anybody that can kind of get that going is a-okay in my book, because that's not very easy to do. Looks like a battle dome, but I'm not sure what you would be battling in winter. Maybe a snowball fight or something. I'm not even sure what they're using for the dirt here. I guess it's just the dirt that come with the planter. Okay, so this apparently is going to lead to the floating city. I think there's some big plans to add a lot of stuff when the new decor becomes available, like some of the tree shelves and things that we've got coming. And since that's not available yet, they're having to kind of wait. I don't know, what's the decor count on this thing already? Do you know offhand? Here they're chopping down some trees. Yeah, I'm heading up into the forest now because I know there's supposed to be a house up here, or a lodge or something. If I can figure out how to get up into it. Looks like I'm at the back side, of course. Nope, there it is, there it is, there's the door. I found the door. Here's like a little wooden lodge. Lots of little bits for the ProStar guys. And the Giggle Me Gaffos. Okay, Neely says they're at about 945 decor. I assume that's just exterior. Interior's probably on its own little thing. It looks like the rain gutters for the roofing there. Now, when I go through tours and stuff, I try to mention what I think's being used, but I'm not always right. Yeah, looks like rain gutters. It's a really nice way of, it almost looks like bamboo actually, the way they've got it layered in there. Be a good thing for a little village huts or something if you want something different than just the regular tiki roofs. That's a cute little addition. Like I said, a lot of this will be added to and embellished more when the holiday decor hits, which will be very, very soon. Like I said, the Winterfest event actually hits live on the 16th of December. I think it was scheduled for the 19th and they moved it up. They mentioned that several weeks ago that they were going to bump it up. But I don't think a lot of people paid attention to that, and they're kind of surprised that it's coming so quickly, but I think they just wanted to give folks a little extra time to kind of collect a lot of the stuff they wanted. Because I know when Shades Eve hit, a lot of people were fussing about how there was such short time to get everything that they wanted. Because not everybody can play every day and all day every day, so you know you have to accommodate for that for folks that are kind of limited. So here we are inside the mall itself. I'm not sure what's behind the door, but it seems to be cordoned off with a little red roping kind of thing going on. Here we have Tales from the Fringe vendor. I don't know, maybe it's the movie house, because it looks like they're selling like popcorn, which I believe this is supposed to be the popcorn machine. Look at all the little bits here. That's a lot of little bits. And I can sympathize because I've built, well, I've actually built one popcorn machine, but I've tried to make popcorn like 3 times, and it's a pain in the butt. That's all I can say. But yeah, apparently it doesn't actually go anywhere. It's just supposed to be kind of like reminiscent that there's a theater in the mall. But yeah, I like this. This is a good attempt at the popcorn. But that, look at how many pieces they had to use, and that's the trouble I ran into with using. I think the last time I did it, I used spider eggs, and even with the clusters of them, it was still, you had to use a lot because you have to shrink it down to make it look, you know, like popcorn, and it just, I don't know, it's a pain in the rear for sure. But yeah, this is one way of kind of showing off different Tales from the Fringe posters, even if you don't have them actually doing anything. So here we have, I guess it's a little shop, like a decor shop. You have like signs and little models and stuff. Even some little like mannequins on display, kind of showcasing some of the outfits and things. I'm gonna go out on the ledge here. I really was impressed with this little tree as well. Making a tree out of those windows, I'm sure, was not the easiest thing to try and dream up. I guess this is the one that's kind of oversees what's going on in the mall. Over here we have another little, I guess this is the hot chocolate vendor. I mean, look at the little smoke coming out of the cups here. Maybe it's for soup. Hot something. I like this little walkway here. Getting a little dizzy though. I guess this is like the little dining area. This may be like their little version of a food court where you come and get some bites to eat, and got a nice overall view of the mall itself. Good way of utilizing some of these spaces, because the Ocean House seems really clunky for me, but they've found good ways of kind of taking up as much space as they can. Excuse me. Nothing cooking yet though. Pardon me. My coughing is, you know, kind of subsided mostly, but not completely. Okay, so I think we will go down I like how they've added the balloons in to kind of make it kind of like kiddified, welcoming for like a family. It's supposed to be a mall, so a mall would be kind of like a family thing. You know, you have your kids and everything going with you. So down here we have a number of different little things. Here we have like, again, it looks like a display for like a housing vendor where you would come and this is, you know, what you could get. So like you want some draping interior, you come to this guy, and over here if you want some bedroom stuff, this is where you go. And this one here is more Dominion-y living room stuff. I like the little picture here. Got a really long back for it to hold it up, but I like the concept. You know, most people just think the pictures have to be on the wall, and they don't necessarily have to be. You make them like little, you know, little portraits that you sit on a countertop or the mantle or something. This one is apparently, I'm guessing, the plushie vendor. It's fully stocked. Lots of the Giggle Me Gaffos in all shapes and sizes. Again, it's a way of showing off your plushie collection without making it feel forced. And then here we've got the little florist, all their little plants. Over here is a little fortune teller, I guess. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I'm disappointed that you can't actually go in with the little tent that we get. It would be great if we could, but you can't. You can see that I'm just kind of riding on some kind of invisible barrier there. Is that what this room here that you're talking about? Ah, Nelia says that the bathroom here is going to be converted into a Christmas shop. I'm sure she means Winterfest. But I still like the faux door, and that's just the bottle for the handle there. And the sink, that's interesting. I've not seen too many people use that exile sign as a sink for blue water and stuff. But, you know, if you're in a pinch and you want to conserve on the amount of pieces you're using, not everybody can, you know, layer in tons and tons of those waterfalls and stuff to make a nice water effect. And of course, the centerpiece here being the little winter village where you come and say hello to Father Malvarine, I guess. I don't know. They need to put a, you guys need a Papa Phineas there. Get somebody in a Papa Phineas outfit and have them sit there 24/7 and, you know, greet anybody that comes into the shop. But I like the use of the frozen pillar. And again, it's got an orange kind of touch to it, but I don't think that hurts it too much. Kind of hard to get a good shot of that. See if I can back off and take a good look. I'm not sure what's on top there. See a couple of Protostar guys there, but I think that's a Giggle Me Gaffo sitting on the very tip top there. A fun little thing. Again, it's meant to just kind of promote the competition that they're having, the housing competition, but also probably to kind of spur some ideas for people that are trying to figure out what can I do, what can I build. It's just, you know, a good example of some of the things, you know, even though we don't have access to winter decor right now, Winterfest stuff, it's not an excuse to say, hey, I can't make anything. Just clearly they've made some holiday related type of things with existing materials. So it's doable. It's a little bit more work. It takes a little bit more imagination, but definitely, when I find someone that's done it like that and made in, custom things like this lovely little gingerbread house, those to me are way more special than someone that's managed to get a hold of all of the pre-fabbed holiday decor and piled it onto their plot and said, look, my place is decorated for Winterfest. This to me is more impressive than the other. It's not that the Winterfest decor is crappy or anything and that I won't be getting some of it myself, but a lot of it I'm already looking at and say, how can I use it other than for Winterfest? I'm looking at, can I use this for something to make a new type of window or a new type of lamp or, that kind of thing. The custom building, that's the big thing for me, the big draw. And when you can make something like this out of stuff that has nothing to do with Winterfest, that to me is the awesome part. And I like that stuff, and I like people that promote it. And contests like this really bring that out in folks, and I appreciate that. So yeah, that's Phenom Flux's What the Flux plot. Like I said, it is a promotional plot for Venus Rising's Winterfest housing competition. Sign-ups start on the 19th of December. The Winterfest event itself begins on the 16th, so you'll have at least three days or so to collect some of that new stuff if you want to use it on your plot. There's going to be lots of string lights and gift bags and gift boxes and posters and all that kind of stuff that'll help bring that holiday cheer to your plot if you're having trouble, making your own. And like I said, I have both Venus Risings and what's it called? Oh goodness, let me think. Black Dagger Society, that's it. I knew I'd think of it, yes. Black Dagger Society is also hosting their own Winterfest extravaganza, housing extravaganza. Theirs, unfortunately, is limited to entity only, whereas Venus Risings is open to both regions, both factions. Fortunately, we just found out yesterday in a little announcement from Carbine that they are going to be merging Entity 1 and 2 and Jabbit 1 and 2 together. Not Entity and Jabbit together, but Entity 1 and 2 together and Jabbit 1 and 2 together today. That happens this afternoon, my time. So fingers crossed that all goes smoothly. But what that means is even those that were separated from the main realms will now have a chance to participate in these competitions, because before it was a little awkward to try, because it required the judges and everything to make new characters, and just the logistics of it is a little messy. So yeah, it's a great deal that we're going to get those merged before these competitions really kick in heavily, and that gives more people the opportunity to work on their plots, get them ready, and then submit them. So if you're interested, I have both of those competitions linked in the resources section on my Twitch channel page. I believe they're at the bottom of that listing for both the Venus Rising and Black Dagger Society. So like if you're on Entity, you have the chance of entering both. Some people may say, well, that's kind of awkward, you want to keep it a surprise, or maybe I don't know what. But to me, I feel more the merrier. As of yet, I haven't heard anything about Carbine hosting their own. A lot of people, I think, were expecting it. because of how they did one for Shades Eve, but I'm not holding my breath. Um, it's something that would be great if they did it, because like I said, the more the merrier. That means, everybody gets another chance at some nice prizes, but it's always the possibility that they just might, pass that over. Because like I said, last year they did a pumpkin carving contest for Shades Eve, but this year they didn't. They went with the housing one instead. So they may do something, but it might not be a housing competition. It might be something totally different, something unexpected. So I don't know. Maybe they have invitation for people to design their own uh, WildStar holiday card or something. Who knows? But if I hear of one, of course, I will link it and mention it and advert it as well. But in the meantime, if they don't, or even if they do, you do have at least the community-run contest to consider. Um, there are specific requirements for each, so be sure and read the rules, all of them thoroughly, to make sure that your uh, plot fits all of the criteria, because like with Venus Risings, one of the things that the judges will be looking for is an actual kind of homage to Protostar. I know Protostar is not something everybody likes to include on their plot. I happen to be one of those people that does. It's just a thing for me. It has nothing to do, I don't think that had any kind of sway on what the competition was designed for, but I think they mainly wanted it to have like a homage to Protostar, because the Winterfest whole thing for WildStar is focused on Protostar. It's all about the consumerism and things, and I think they wanted to bring that into the competition as well. So, oh, no problem, Nordna. It was a fun visit. Unfortunately, I wasn't around when you were. I think I visited like in the wee hours of the morning, but maybe some other time. Anyway, I think that's why they wanted to make sure that all of the participants in their competition also kind of paid a little tribute to Protostar, because the Winterfest holiday is so much focused on Protostar and all the, they are, for the money kind of thing. Um, so, you know, be sure and read the rules for each. I do know that, for example, um, Black Dagger Society's competition, they won't be doing personal tours. I think last time they offered it, and it became kind of, again, another kind of logistical nightmare of trying to organize when people were available, when the judges were available, and being able to get those people together with the judges that wanted to give a personal tour. So they've asked people, like, if you have a jumping puzzle, or if you have a plot that's kind of not exactly a maze, but maybe doesn't have a clear designated route, to be sure and lay that out a little better. Make it where people that aren't really for the jumping puzzle part still has an alternate route to get to the same places that someone that has to complete the jumping puzzle can get to. Um, just so that all the places that they want access are accessible easily for the judges, because like I said, they're not going to be giving, personal tour kind of things. I don't know what Black Dagger Society's plans are for as far as who they're going to showcase in videos or screenshots or anything, but I do know Venus Rising is planning on screenshotting everybody's plot that enters, and tweeting those out. I do know they plan on making videos of the winners, and maybe a collage of all of the contestants in one big video. I'm not for positive on that last part, but I think the idea is they want to showcase everyone. They want everyone to have their little spot in the spotlight kind of thing. Because again, that was something that folks were disappointed on with the Shades Eve competition that Carbine held. They felt that it was kind of like not a lot of uh, it wasn't that they were expecting everybody to win a prize, but they thought that surely everybody would get, maybe they would post up some screenshots on their site or something to kind of show off everybody's entries. Because I want to say they had something like 80 something people enter, and we just saw that little tip of the iceberg when they showcased the winners and things. And I think a lot of people were disappointed because there was a lot of people that put in a great deal of time and effort and were really hyped about it, and then didn't even get a mention. It was just kind of a blanketed thank you to everyone that entered, and that was it. And I think a lot of people were disappointed with that. And I feel like Nilia and her group are aiming to improve on that aspect of holding when you host a competition, everybody wants a little bit of a pat on the back to say, you did a fine job. Even if you didn't win, we still want to pay respect to, the effort that you put out for it. So thankfully, I think both competitions will be leaning more towards kind of giving more credit to all of the people that participate. But anyway, so that's the two competitions there. Again, a reminder, there is going to be some maintenance this afternoon. So be expecting the merge of the double realms, the entity 1 and 2 to become one, and the Jabbit 1 and 2 to become one as well. So that should be interesting. Hopefully that will, make it feel even more lively than it already is. Again, a reminder for my regular viewers, if you hadn't noticed or heard, I have moved my Wednesday tours to the mornings, like it is this morning, because essentially Carbine has decided that Wednesday afternoon is going to be our target time for realm maintenance and any kind of major dealings going on there. So it's just it was prudent for me to move the times. Now, I haven't set a specific hour. It's just going to be between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. my time. So, just keep your eyes open. I usually try and tweet when I'm on. And of course, if you're following my channel, you should get a notification that way. But other than that, it's just kind of a hit and miss with me because it's no big schedule. I don't have like a set schedule. I try to stream every day. Granted, I haven't been doing that lately, but that's, mostly due to illness and stuff. But thankfully, most of that I think has cleared up. I'm feeling much, much better. Again, I appreciate all of the well wishes and stuff that people have been sending me. It hasn't gone unseen, and I think that's what's helped me pull through, because I know people are looking forward to some of these tours and things that I do. And excuse me. And so yeah, hopefully we can get back into the regular routine. The only difference being that the Wednesday tours will be in the morning rather than the afternoon from now on. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Again, if you're on Dominion or Exile side on Jabbit, and you know of a winter plot that I haven't showcased yet, and that you think would be worth taking a look on one of these winter tours that we're holding this month, feel free to drop me a note in-game, on Twitter, on Twitch, in the forums, wherever you can get a hold of me, and I will gladly take a look and see if I'm comfortable with adding them to the list. I have a few Exile ones ready and lined up for next week, but I'm still having lots and lots of trouble finding Dominion homes. So definitely, if you know of any that, like I said, I haven't showcased in the past and that are prepped and ready for showcasing now, let me know, and I will definitely check those places out. I expect as the Winterfest event kicks in and more people are getting their plots ready for the competitions, that we will see more and more of those. But at the moment, I think everybody's just kind of hiding their places and keeping them closed, private, and so it's making my efforts a little tougher, but we'll get by it. And anyway, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed taking a little extra tour around here. I especially loved the gingerbread house. I think that's my favorite part, with the little gingerbread guy. I actually thought from the screenshot that he was actually part of the house, and now I realize he was like a little yard decoration, but all the better. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.